I'm good. Let's do it. I'm recording. We're sweet.
No worries. All right. Thanks for being patient, everyone. I just want to embarrass and introduce Ryan.
Good start.
And I wanted to introduce Ryan Everton. And for those that don't know Ryan, he's one of the best swimmers, or former swimmers now, but one of the best swimmers to come out of the southwest region. I think that's pretty easy to say. I remember when I first when we first joined Bunbury Swimming Club, watching Ryan swim for Perth City in Australian Open Championship final in breaststroke.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
I remember just how impressed what an amazing swimmer he was. But I also learnt about Ryan, I guess, from reputation. There's a lot of the old members of Bunbury Swimming Club talked about Ryan's leadership at the club. He was captain of Bunbury Swimming Club. And I have seen videos of him at Country Pennants, and he was pretty fearsome, strike fear in the other clubs. But I believe too, Ryan, which is something I learned, I think, did you swim for Golden West Dolphins as well?
I did. That was my first club.
That was his first club. So Golden West Dolphins used to be Australind. That was a previous name. So he swum for both Australind and Bunbury Swimming Club. So he obviously went up to Perth to pursue his swimming career. And not only did he was he successful up in Perth and nationally as a swimmer in Open, which is very difficult to do, but he also started his own business. So he founded the company Formidable Strength and Conditioning that a lot of you might have heard. So he's also a successful businessman as well as a great former swimmer, and he stayed involved with the club. And now Ryan's doing a tour of WA, and he's done a lot of workshops around the tour, so he's giving back to the regions where he's from. So I'd just like to, if we can put our hands together and thank Ryan for coming to speak to us today. And because I'll probably speak afterwards, I just want to give you a little something. Thank you for coming down.
Well, see you later, guys. We'll get back to that later. All right. Now, guys, you may have noticed I've got this little doodad up here. It moves around and follows me around, okay? Just before we get started, I've found in my time of doing presenting and a lot of these different things is the presenting aspect of it is all great. Me coming down and having a chat to you guys about whatever topic it may be is always great. But without any way for you guys to have that ongoing, it becomes a little bit redundant, if that's a nice enough way to call it. Some of you guys may have been to camps up in Perth, or have camps down here regionally, where you may have had someone come in, have a chat to you, you get all pumped up about it, and then there's no real way of you actually following that up and continuing on in terms of like applying the skills that you may have learned. So one of the things that I'm really keen on is I film all of these presentations. We then send them out to you guys afterwards. I'll send that through to each club, and then they'll be able to disperse it to you guys that way. So you don't have to give me your email addresses or anything like that. I just film it. We'll send it out to you guys. It gets sent back out. There's a warm-up at the end of this that we're all going to go through and learn. Parents, you're welcome to do it as well. I've had a few great parents jump in and put their hands up for that in the past, and it'll be good to see some of you guys do it as well. There's a warm-up that we do at the end, and we give you the warm-up afterwards as well. On one side of it will have the warm-up on it. The other side it will have the exercise name, QR code, so you'll have exercise videos of me doing it or one of my staff members doing it. So it's pretty comprehensive to make sure that you guys can get the most out of this presentation moving forwards. Okay? So bringing it onto the presentation that I've been asked to do today, this is my effective dryland warm-ups presentation. Who here does or is doing a dryland warm-up? It's a hands up opportunity. No one's doing any dryland warm-ups before they get in the water. Come on. I've come down to a few training sessions for you guys. I've seen you doing it. It's okay. Hands up. This is going to be I'm going to say something and you're going to have to give me a response. Okay? So good. There's a few people here that have tentatively put their hands up. Okay? Great start. Today I'm going to talk about how, we do it at Formidable for our swimmers and for the swimmers that we work with and the clubs that we work with. Okay? One of the big things I find challenging with dryland warm-ups is they're either too hard or they don't target the right things. and they're not actually preparing you for whatever you're about to jump in and do. Doing something is better than nothing because it's going to preheat the body and get you going, and you've got some follow on there. But there's a few steps that we're going to go through in this presentation and some reasoning and some thought processes that we do to make sure that you guys understand the way that we do it and why we do it that way. Hopefully, it's very similar to the ones that you're already doing, okay? And I've wasted an hour of your time talking to you about it, okay? So to me, I don't know if you guys can read that, but an effective dry land warm-up. So to me, it's opening a window of trainability. That's what we are trying to achieve with a dry land warm-up, okay? Now, it's a nice catchy phrase that probably doesn't mean anything to you guys right now, okay? But hopefully by the end of the presentation and once we've gone through it, you guys will understand what I'm talking about there. Sound good? Sweet, some little nods. It's good. You guys will liven up soon. Realistically, guys, we work on 3 things in a dry land warm-up. We ensure that you have enough range of motion in key areas to perform what you're about to do. We then centrate the key joints to make sure you are stable through those joints. And then we make sure you're neurologically primed and ready to go. Okay? Again, a bunch of big words that we'll go through in detail in a bit. Everyone with me so far? No questions on that so far. I'm not one of the questions at the end, even though we do have them. You can just shout at me. All good? Excellent. But first of all, a little bit about, Formidable and what we've done over the years and how good we are, I guess. I've been told to put this in. We've coached 5 people to a world record. We've had over 500 national swimmers that we've helped get there. And me personally have been coaching since 2012, either on pool deck, funnily enough, for Bunbury as a junior coach. What's kind of weird that I'm now standing up here and doing this presentation to you. Or at an age national level as a swim coach or in the gym, okay? I now solely work on the gym side of things, okay? So yeah, 5 world records, 500 national swimmers, and I've been doing this for, I don't know, that's 12 years now, isn't it? But most importantly, if anyone can recognize that swimming cap, this is like why you should listen to me is a big thing that I feel like I need to explain to you guys. For one, I've been literally in this club room sitting here watching, not anyone talk to me about it, but I've been in this club room. I used to swim at that pool. I used to live there. Australand, I used to be up there a lot as well. I get the issues that you guys specifically have as regional swimmers and the challenges that may present to you. And as I say to everyone that I've done this presentation to, you guys in Bunbury and Australand have, slightly different issues than the guys who may be in Albany or the guys up at Tom Price, okay? Because you've got different locations and there's different needs there. But at the end of the day, if I can help bring some more services to you guys, a bit more knowledge to you guys, and some practical ways that you can do things for the future, I think we're going to start trying to bridge that gap between the regions and Metro. And that's realistically why I've taken a year off my life, sold my house and bought a caravan to travel around and do these presentations. Okay, is to try and help bridge that gap, build connections, and actually try and create some change here. Okay, but yeah, that's me jumping off a block at nationals. I think that would be age nationals some years ago. All right, so we've asked this before, but now you might be a little bit more warmed up. Who's done a dry land warm up before? Oh, here we go. We're getting a bit more excited. That's a bit better. Okay, can I ask you guys a quick question? Okay, who wants to swim faster? Luckily, most of you guys, I think everyone's put their hand up. Yeah, even some parents have. It's good. Thank you. Like your encouragement. This is something that I like to touch on quickly before we get into it, okay? You guys all want to swim faster, yeah? Correct? A few nods, a few yeses would be nice. Excellent. You all want to swim faster, okay? Guess what? Every other swimmer, no matter where they are, what level they are at, is probably trying to swim faster. Doesn't matter if they're an Olympian, doesn't matter if we're coaching them to a world record. Does not matter to me. You guys all have the same goal, and that is to swim faster. Okay? Therefore, in my opinion, you guys should have access or ability to access the same level of care and services than the guys who are trying to break world records are. Okay? It's just a different level of commitment that you guys have compared to them. Does that sound fair to you guys? That's lucky. Otherwise, wasted a year of my life. Okay? Now, when you guys are doing your dry land warm-ups, okay, how do you guys feel? Now, this has got 10 answers that you guys have to give me before I move on to the next thing. So, how does your dry land warm-up make you feel in the water? Hands up or shout at me. I will count to 10. We will stand here the whole time. Parents, you're welcome to join in as well. Coaches, anyone? Yes, thank you. Less stiff, more mobile, I like it. Never one. Good one to start off with. Was that a hand up? Pick on the smallest person in the room. That's not very nice. Yes, Bunbury Grammar, my old school. Loose? Yeah, I know, boo. I heard that. Loose? Nice, loose. That's 2. They're almost the same, but yep, good. Pardon? Cool? Like temperature-wise, or you feel cooler while doing a warm-up? I hope you probably feel warmer, but it'll probably depend on where you came from. Yep. You get tired quicker? Cool. Yes, right up the back. Why not? Go on, hit me. I want to hear it. No? So anyone in the room is allowed to answer any questions. Yes? Mentally in the zone. Great. Another one. I'm giving you 4 because 2 of them were the same. Come on, we got 6 to go. There's a sausage sizzle afterwards. Yes?
More awake.
More awake, more alert. Excellent. Yep. Huh? Sorry? Joyful? Like happy? Cool. I like that. That's good. Next one. That's 6. 4. More energized. Excellent. Go again. 3 to go. Come on. Yep. It's not really a feeling, but I get it. Yep. Tired? Well, you can feel a bit more tired, but that would be a case if you haven't really done it as well as you probably could. Sorry, my face has been lost by my camera, and that means that we're looking at the ceiling right now. And we're back. One more.
From a medical point of view, your heart rate increases, like your rest rates, you're actually getting fuel ready, primed ready.
Yeah. It's in the name, right? You feel warmer. Like that's a pretty key part of a warm-up. You do want to feel warmer because that will mean that you've got your heart rate up, you're starting to breathe more, your body's priming itself to get going, okay? Now, let's see what my ones were and why do we think that's important. Increased body temp. Did someone say that? Yep, we had that. Yep, that was just there. Activate muscles. Nice and loose. Yep. Injury management. I know I gave you a bit of stick for saying that it wasn't a feeling, but yep, you're right. Helps you stretch. Did anyone mention flexibility? I think someone did. Surely someone said they'll make... No, someone said more loose. It was over there. Yeah. Make you stronger. Anyone say strength? No? That's okay. Get your body ready to swim. We talked about mental alertness. Get your blood pumping. Yep, I think we've gone through that. Makes you swim fast. Did we talk about actually getting to swim faster because you did a warm-up? Anyone mention that one? Cool. It would be like a benefit of doing it, right? So you can swim faster. Don't we reckon? I do. Gets your brain in the zone. That was there. And it helps you be a pro. What comes back to the fact that you guys are all chasing the same goal, that is to swim faster. Okay? So if we're all chasing the same goal, it's important to do that kind of stuff. All right. And again, this is all to create a window of trainability. And this is a temporary thing that will improve your range of motion, stability, and nervous system so you can then perform in the water. Okay? It's a temporary thing to improve your performance immediately afterwards. Okay? It's kind of how you should see it. If you're looking to do a warm-up that is purely designed around warming you up to make you better in the water, okay, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at temporary adaptation. Okay? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, and we'll probably talk about it later, that if you do it frequently enough, over a number of sessions a week, over the course of a year, you're probably going to get stronger, like we just talked about. because your body is going to constantly do those exercises and build strength and stability around those things. Does that make sense? Everyone's still with me? Sweet. This is good. This is good. So, step number 1, mobility. Okay? Now, who wants to have a go at what mobility means? And yes, it is written on the board if you can read it, or the thing. Don't everyone try and read it. You all look silly. Just tell me what you think mobility means. You're probably right. Yo. Yeah, it's a flexibility thing, right? Increased range of motion, you can get in better positions and move through different ranges of motion. That is mobility in a nutshell. It is realistically the ability for you to get in the positional demands of the sport. Okay? Now, we are swimmers. We are talking about swimmers. What do you think a key position is for swimmers to get their bodies into? Streamline's a good start. I like this. Okay? What do you need to do to get a streamline? Yep. No, not dive, but yes, you do need to dive maybe at the start to get into a streamline. But like physically, what does your body have to do to get into a streamline? Yeah, your arms need to go above your head. What's a pretty key position for all stroke mechanics moving forwards? Now, everyone stand up for me. This is a bit where we get a bit interactive. Can everyone see? No? I would stand on a chair, but I'll probably punch a hole in the ceiling, so I won't do that. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do with this, okay? We're going to raise our arms above our head, but we're going to do it like this. Ready? Arms down. Arms by your sides for everyone who can't hear me or see me. And then you've just got thumb up. Do one arm at a time. You're just going to raise your arm up like this and get it above your head. Now I'm going to look at them. All right. What's your name? What's your level of embarrassment tolerance? 0. 0? Sweet, come to me. What was your name again?
Sasha.
Sasha, everyone sit down. Sasha, put your arm above your head. Sweet, when you put your arm above your head, I don't know if it's like a teenage, I can't be bothered doing this, or that's actually your shoulder mobility. Oh, that's actually your shoulder mobility. Cool. Which club are you from?
Bunbury.
Sweet, good. Well, there's 2 clubs in here, so it's not that of a severe question. All right, everyone can see, turn on your side before I do any more things. Does that look like it's directly above her head? No. Did you give her a just?
Oh, I said a good enough.
Good enough, my ass.
Down it.
All right, you can go back now. You're a great demonstration. Thank you, everybody. Clap her out. She doesn't like being embarrassed. I've just embarrassed her. I'm so sorry. Now, guys, for you guys to swim effectively, yeah, it's kind of important for you guys to get your arm above your head, right? Can we all agree on that, or do you need more explanation? I'll give you more explanation because no one answers me, okay? Freestyle. Where does your catch position start? Above your head. Butterfly. Where does your catch position start? Above your head. Backstroke. Above your head. Breaststroke. Above your head. So, hello. How are you today? How's your shoulder mobility? You got a hook in it? Jeez. All right, well, I won't use you as a demo then. All right. So you can understand why this might be an important position for you to get into. Yeah? Now, if you can't get into that position, what do you think might be happening when you're swimming? Whoa. You either need to speak up or put your hand up because the load of mumbling from every angle of the room is not going to go. Everyone had an idea? Yes. When you get a full catch of water, what will that do? Make you go slower. Does everyone want to go faster? Sweet. See how this presentation just starts to roll as we go. Anyone else got an idea around what might happen if you can't get your arm above your head? Well, it might not hurt, but it's not going to be great, is it? So, like, you're obviously in a less optimal position for you to be able to pull through with a stable shoulder. So your shoulder's going to dump forwards, and you are probably going to get it more internal rotation than you would like. Does that make sense? So you probably do increase your chances of injury due to your stroke mechanics. Okay? Anything else? Yeah, your efficiency is way out the window, right? Because you're already catching a position where you're gathering resistance. Yeah. And what happens at your hands will generally happen all the way to, or head to feet. It's going to make a difference, right? So, do we believe that getting your arm above your head is probably quite important? Okay? So we need to make sure we're trying to get into a position before we get in the water where we can achieve that. Okay? Luckily, we can do that through mobility exercises pre-training. Now, you're probably not going to get everything fixed up in one mobility session. I'm not that good at my job. Okay? However, as I said before, with consistency over time, you will start to see change and you will get there. Okay? But that's where like actually doing these things consistently again and again and again is going to get you there rather than trying to do one big stint once a week. Does that make sense? Okay? We're all about 15 minutes before every session, 10 to 15 minutes before every session, rather than doing half an hour once. Okay? Because if you add the time up, you probably did way more over the week anyway. Does that make sense to everybody? Cool. What other mobility do you think you need? Person that doesn't think my old school's any cool. I can understand why. Like, that's fine. Anyone else got any ideas of what mobility might be important for? Just, you what? Your legs? Yep, your legs need to get in a certain position. Breaststroke, for example. Who's good at breaststroke here? You look very confident. Sweet, can you get your foot out to do that? Well, you can stand up and do it, so it's not as weird for you. Yeah, and then turn your toes out. Yeah, sweet. So our friend here has an adequate amount of range of motion in his lower limb to get into breaststroke kick position, yeah? Some of you probably don't. That's probably why your breaststroke kick sucks. Okay? And that's okay, because we're all allowed to be good at different things, okay? But for you to have an adequate breaststroke kick, okay, you must have 90 degrees of total range of motion from internal rotation of your hip and your tip being able to turn out, and external rotation of the tibia, okay? Now, you can't change your tib because that's very fixed, and if you try, you're going to hurt yourself. You can increase your internal rotation at the hip, okay? That's that one. What allows you to do that one? See how I was once a breaststroker? That was very natural for me, okay? Hence, if you're a breaststroker and your hips are getting tight because you're growing or something's happened or you just did some weird gym exercise in school or you had to do cross country for some reason and your hips are locked up and you can't do breaststroke kick for 3 weeks because of it, it's probably going to be a good idea that you can open up your hips and use your dry land warm up for that. Sound good? So you can what? Get faster. Sweet. You've seen me talk before a few times, so. Is everyone good on mobility? Sweet. The next bit is stability. We want to promote and increase the stability in our joints. Why? Come on. They're not trick questions. Yes. To go faster would be a part of it. Yes. Good job. That's a default yes answer from now on in, just if anyone wants an easy answer. Anyone else? Yeah, if you can stabilize your joint, you can apply more force, you're going to go better. You're not going to dump and compensate in different areas. You'll actually be able to apply the technique that your coaches are trying to get you to do. Okay? Anyone else? Cool. Rotation? Yeah. Yeah, it stops you from losing alignment in your body as well. So if you're over here and you can't rotate effectively, but then you can't stabilize through your core and you pull here, what happens? You go out there. Who swims with their, like going like this a bit? That's how I danced at my wedding the other day. Anyone else? Oh, it wasn't my wedding was ages ago. My brother's wedding was the other day. I was loose. Anyway, continuing on. Everyone stand up again. That really funky position you can get your arm into above your head. Arms up above your head. Now, both of them can be used for this one. And now reach as high up as you can. Stretch your shoulders up. Stretch your shoulders up. Feel that stretch? Are you touching the roof? Are you on your tippy toes? Liars. That's fine. Arms up above your head. Now, without bending your elbows, okay? pull your shoulders down. As far as you can. Keep trying and don't let your elbows bend. Do you feel those weird things under your armpits turning on? Yeah? Yes? No's? Anyone? Anyone feel anything there? Yeah? Big man does. Big man does. Your hair is exceptional, by the way. If I had it, I would grow it like that. Okay? Up above your head, pull down. Okay? Now reach up again as far as you can. Stretch it right out. Feel that length? And now pull your arms back down again. Nice and tight. Now, hold that tension in your shoulders that you can now feel. Bend your hands down. Keep your elbows high. It's a weird dance move, but it's cool. And then keep pulling your arms down while keeping your shoulders there. Who feels their lats on? What's these things here? Okay? That's why it's important to be able to stabilize your shoulder joint. Okay? Because if you do it from up here, reach. This is you will do it. Come on. It's a monkey see, monkey do activity. Arms up. Fingers down. Bend. And just let your arms go down. Does everyone feel a difference there? Yeah? You don't feel as engaged, do you? Your shoulder muscle, you're not enabling your lats and your pecs to deliver force through that movement because they're at length because your shoulder's all the way up here. Okay? Hence why it's very important for you guys to be able to stabilize and then pull. That makes sense to everybody? Wicked, sit back down. Now that's your shoulder, and we talk about the shoulder a lot because it's a very easy one for me to explain to you guys in a number of different ways. Okay? Where else do you think that stability might be important in your body to swim faster? Your core. Yeah, hate the word core, hate the term. Doesn't make sense. Abs is even worse. I refer to trunk because, and this is just a weird S&C thing, I think, but that is from your shoulders to your hips. That would be your trunk. Everything else is a limb. Your legs and arms and head, they're limbs for me, okay? Make sense? Now, your core, and the way that they are talking to you about your core is that that should be able to stack on that, and if force comes from out here, it doesn't move. It's able to absorb force from other places and allow you to, can't use the big word, allow you to apply force up here. Does that make sense to everybody? Because if you go like this and pull and you have an unstable trunk, you'll go like that and try and pull through. Okay? Doesn't look very efficient. Okay? Does look a bit sassy, but not very efficient. Okay? So if you can hold here, keep that nice and stable while you're rotated through and you can pull onto that position, you'll hold that alignment, you'll deliver more force, you will then what? Swim faster, be more efficient, less likely to get hurt. Allow you to swim for longer. Okay? That's kind of the aim. And do it more consistently yet better. Sound good? Hence why stability is important. Okay? Probably all thinking, aren't we supposed to be talking about warm-ups at the moment? Well, we will be in a second. Nervous system. Everyone want to talk about the nervous system. What is it? Big picture of it on your screen. It's the brain and everything that connects from the brain to the muscles, yeah? So it's your nerves, your spinal cord, all that stuff. Why do you think it's important to get your brain ready to go? Yeah, it controls everything. The term muscle memory is another term that I don't really like that much because your muscles actually have no ability to hold memory. Okay? None. A muscle cannot hold memory. Okay? It is a pattern that is developed in your brain. Okay? That is then activated through your muscles in a sequence of orders. Okay? To make you do something. And you can get more efficient at that by doing it correctly more often. Okay? That would be muscle memory, but your muscles don't actually have the ability to hold any memory. Okay? That makes sense? Slight tangent, but I generally bring it up every time. Okay? Now, why do we think that having your brain awake and your nervous system firing is probably a good thing before you get in the water? Yeah. Who does morning sessions here? Yeah, sweet. When you're rolling into morning sessions and you've got your legs kicking and you're dragging your feet and you're just kind of sloping your way in, Do you feel very awake at that point? Do you feel like you're about to go fast? No. So it probably takes you, and this used to happen to me, I'm guilty of it myself, okay? It used to take you about maybe like 15 to 30 minutes to actually get going in the water, to really start waking up and feeling good. Does that happen to any of you guys anytime ever? Yes. Someone was very onto that. That's as much of a yes as I've got all day. That's good. Having your nervous system firing would mean that you are not dragging your feet as you walk in, and you can activate and you can get onto those drills at the start where you're warming up, okay? And you can have an effective 30 to 15 minutes at the start and not just wake up the whole time, okay? Do you guys think you would benefit from having 15 to 30 minutes each and every session where you're actually awake, actually firing and taking in the information and learning what's going on around you? Who trains 3 times a week? Yeah? Who trains more than 3 times a week? Who trains 6 times a week? Who's good at math? Good, because I'm about to do some math and don't quote me on it, and you guys can probably do it for me, okay? Let's be generous and say that it takes you guys 15 minutes to get yourself fired up and ready to go, okay? Who trains 4 times a week? Cool. What is 4 times 15? 60. Is 60 a minute? It's a Friday afternoon. Well, yeah, it's an hour. Yeah, so 60 an hour. Yeah, good one. This is why I don't do this math stuff. Okay? It's an hour, yeah? So if you've trained 4 times a week and you've had 15 minutes at the start of every session where you haven't been as effective as you could be, okay? You've lost an hour of training that could have been done better. You train maybe 50 weeks of the year, have a break at Christmas and then a little bit of a break during April. So maybe let's go with 48. That's 48 hours of training that you're potentially missing if you do 4 sessions a week or not being as effective in. Who thinks if they had 48 hours more of training, they could probably be better and be more effective? So the way that you enter training sessions and get going is quite important. Would we not agree? Yeah? I think so. Okay? That's why activating your nervous system is quite important. We really want to be doing it. Okay? How do we do that? We are about to talk about. Okay? So now we have gone through all the jargoning bit. This is how we put this warm-up thing together that we've come here to talk about. Okay? Now, we mobilize, we stabilize, and then we engage. Okay? That is the sequence of how this works to be effective and get you effective in the water. Okay? We mobilize through specific and non-specific stretches and movements. Okay? All of this will be explained to you in a practical capacity in a couple of minutes. Okay? We stabilize through specific and non-specific holds. Okay? And then we engage through specific activation exercises and or non-specific games. Okay? I like games in the warm-ups. Okay? The reason I like games at the start before you get in the water is because I have never seen more people ready for a swim session after a hard week of a training camp after they did a fun war. Okay? You just fire up because you're competitive people, you're here to compete, you want to get faster, right? Fair? Everyone said they want to swim faster. If you play a fun war with your mate, I guarantee you're probably going to play pretty hard. Unless you're too cool. And then that's fine. You're too cool. Okay? Sound fine? Or if you play foursquare on side of pool deck or anything like that, you're going to start getting more awake and ready to go. Sound fair to everybody? Sounds pretty easy? Cool. Let's have a go. So let's get these chairs out of the way.